Welcome to Backstage with Richard Ridge. I am sitting with two of the stars of one of the biggest hit musicals in town, Hadestown. Please welcome Eva Noblezada and Reeve Carney.
Thanks, Richie.
How are you two?
Great.
Good. How are you?
Very nice. Look gorgeous as always.
Thank you.
Dapper as ever.
Thank you. I tried.
Now what I wanted, well, you
spice it up for you. I tried a
you
little bit.
do really,
Tried to match
really
her,
well.
That's what I was trying to do. So.
What's that?
That was spice.
I
Sorry.
love that spice. Listen, the first question I have for you is, what is it like living in the beautiful world of Hadestown 8 times a week?
It's equal parts invigorating and how do I put it? I mean, it's some people might think it's an emotionally exhausting show for us, which I think it can be on one hand, but it's I like that about the show. For me, the fact that we have the opportunity as actors to go that deep and to challenge ourselves every night, that's a gift as an actor, because a lot of shows, everything's built into the script.
Yeah.
You don't always have the opportunity to have as much control over how the audience is feeling.
Yeah.
And with this show, we even start that way, obviously, with Andre walking out and sort of collecting the energy in the house.
I agree. It's full circle though. It's not like we leave the theater like as ourselves feeling like depleted. Maybe like physically, like on 2-show day. Like
Yeah.
those are
Right.
those are hard for me, for everybody. But the show itself is full circle, and the fact that we also get to greet the people who really enjoyed the show like that, it's very rewarding as well. So it's fun. Also just like magical.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the fans. You have an incredible fan base already with this show. So what's it like meeting them afterwards?
It's really special, I think. Like, my favorite things are when they're like cosplayers.
Yeah,
Cosplayers?
I think cosplay.
Cosplayers? I don't know.
Yeah.
But they like in the audience, you see them like with the bandana, like Orpheus's bandana, and like Persephone's like hair piece. And, like, it's actually quite incredible how dedicated the Hadestown fans are. Like, they truly, truly love the show, which is very special to us.
Speaking of cosplay, it's a little awkward for me now because now people think that I have somehow adopted Orpheus's costume when in fact I'm fortunate that a couple of the jobs I've done so far, this happens to a lot of actors, like they'll find things that you wear and they draw from that and they think, this might work in the show. I thought that it might too, but it's a little bit awkward now. People are putting up pictures online of me saying like, wow, a picture of Reeve Carney from 2016 wearing suspenders, like as if they're surprised. They thought that I've started this after the show.
Well, the cat one was the
So now,
best.
yeah.
Where it was like Reeve Carney
that
as
was
cats.
funny. Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, I gotta find that again on Twitter.
People should have realized this is your look.
Yeah, well, I mean, they think I'm cosplaying now. That was my point, but I'm not actually.
I'm definitely not. No one asked me.
But they actually do come dressed up as their favorite characters, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was actually one that we saw the other day on Instagram. It was like really impressive. Like, she did every single character in the show, even the workers, and the Persephone dress. Like, Michael Kraft would have absolutely died. Like, it was amazing.
So let's go back to the beginning. When you first got involved with all of this, at what point during the process did you realize what kind of hit this show would become?
I think we sort of. I felt pretty. I mean, you never know with these things, but we love the show, and so we had a feeling that it was heading somewhere great. I shouldn't even say it like that, but heading somewhere that would really connect with an audience in the way that this has. But there were so many changes upon arriving back in New York after our London run at the National that really, I think, connected the audience to us as a cast and as a show in a deeper level. But yeah, so I guess we didn't know to expect that because we didn't know what changes to expect upon arriving back in New York. I don't know. It's really. I guess the first preview was a good indicator. Like, wow, that was a bit surprising.
Here?
Yeah.
On Broadway.
Hearing the response on Broadway, the first preview, I was surprised by that.
That was great. I mean, I think London for me. I knew when I auditioned, when they sent me the material when I auditioned ages ago. I remember listening to Flowers and being like, I was crying in my apartment, and it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, naturally crying. And I was like, wow, this is beautiful. And I had a feeling, a gut feeling that it was going to be a big thing. But London's first preview actually shocked me. So I didn't think that the audiences were going to be as receptive vocally. Like, it was almost matched, I think. With like
You think? Yeah.
I feel like Walter Kerr is so tiny, like it really did like raise the roof off the Walter Kerr first preview. It was incredible.
So you sort of knew then.
Yeah, I guess then you don't know what to expect because the first preview was one of those things. It was pretty cool, or very cool, going from first preview to second preview. At least my recollection, in that the first preview was a celebration, and there were a lot of people that had listened to this score, the off-Broadway cast album, the original concept album of Aeneas's. But that one felt almost like a celebration, and the second performance felt like an earned, like we had to earn it, sort of. It didn't start with the big thing, and that it felt nice to know that we do have some control over, as performers, you know, how the show is perceived. And I really enjoy that, because it doesn't feel like we're robots in a show that's just like, this is going to work no matter what. We have to show up and
give 100 million%.
Yeah, which is nice. It's a nice feeling.
It's such a beautiful book and score. Like, just singing those songs, what is it like?
I'm lucky that I have my solos really are me and the audience. Sorry, the audience and I.
Yeah.
Literally on my knees, like, it's almost like pleading to them in Flowers, and it's beautiful to listen to the sniffles. Like, I remember saying that to Saigon. Like, I love listening to the sniffles, because that means that I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
But also, I don't have to do as much work in Flowers because the music and the lyrics are poignant already. But I mean, like, everything, like, there's not a song in the show that I, even if my body's so tired, I wish would, like, speed up. You can't help but being sucked into the music. And just, it's really, really awesome. I can't think of majestic enough adjectives.
Yeah, because some of your stuff came later, right?
Yeah.
In New York.
Well, Orpheus originally, they had always, I guess, laid into the aspect of, I guess, Orpheus's so-called, you might call it a downfall, I guess, without giving away anything. You know, it was more pride-based rather than, I don't even want to use the word insecurity, but the sort of insecurity that comes along with not understanding the world in which we actually live, which you find a lot in children, I think, and that kind of thing. I guess it's more about doubt, which is in the libretto, obviously, and in the score, but laying more into that. So I guess what happened with Orpheus from the former versions to the current Broadway version, and hopefully this will be the version forever, is that he has a sense of guilelessness rather than bravado and tough guy macho energy. There was he had more of like a macho tough guy energy in London and in Canada. So I'm really glad that changed.
And talk about Rachel Shavkin, like, what's it like working with her?
I will say it's definitely the most rewarding journey, because there were times when I would, like, of course in tech, because tech's hard, and in rehearsals are hard. When you're, like, almost originating a role, you're stereotyping different types of qualities that need to be, like, really, really direct every night, which is hard to do when there's no audience and you're, like, exhausted. But I remember in rehearsals, like, going back and thinking, you know, like, I'm gonna get fired. I'm not good enough. I remember that, like, for Adas, I was like, I'm gonna get fired. I'm not like cut out. Like, her level of direction and, like, understanding the character, like, I can't do it. I'm gonna get fired. But it took a while.
I think Rachel pushes people more when they're really good.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. So I kept telling her the whole time that's what's going on. It's like when you see in a piece of clay, you see something to work with, you're gonna start messing with it, and I think that's kind of.
But she is
good.
The most incredible. I think I'm still sometimes shocked when I see her, because I'm just like, you've you've helped, like, make a masterpiece. Like, we need to protect you. Yeah. I have a lot of love for her.
Who gets to the theater the earliest? Like, how early do you like to get to the theater to prep?
I say the answer is not you.
Not me, no. But I do kind of get there early. I wouldn't get there as early if I didn't have to get there as early for the fight call every day. So I get there, you know. I'm not the last one there, but I'm not the first one there. But who is the first one, Amber?
I feel like the first one's always Joelle. She lives in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone who lives in Brooklyn, but
you
she's
got to
prepared.
make sure, yeah. But
It just takes longer to get into town. But so, like an hour before, 45 minutes?
We all have to. I have to be there 50 minutes before, no matter what. But
for your fight call?
Yeah, we're usually there about an hour before.
Yeah.
Is there a go-to dressing room?
For hanging out?
To hang out? I know you'll have a dressing room.
They're
But I mean, is there a go-to
big.
dressing room?
They're pretty small.
Yeah.
I mean, I think from to like this right
Yeah.
here is pretty much the size of my dressing
It's
room.
really.
I built an outhouse in mine because there's no bathroom. I'm kidding.
If
But I
anybody
was
could, you
surprised.
could.
I was like, there are no bathrooms. Because I was used to the Fox now the Lyric Theater.
Oh, sure.
And so I got spoiled a little bit, like having a bathroom in there. And that,
I mean, yeah.
there's not even one on my floor.
There isn't.
No.
At the
No,
Walter
there's
Kerr.
not.
Okay.
There's a sink
There's a
for
sink.
washing your hands. But that's the other problem. The bathrooms don't have sinks in them. So that's a little awkward. There is hand sanitizer, though. So
You're supposed to go back to your dressing room and
Right.
wash your hands.
Right. Or, sometimes they have hand sanitizer
Yeah.
in there, but otherwise you just have to,
They're very
Yeah.
small. I mean, the Prince Edward, I had like a reception room
Yeah.
and a dressing room. We're grateful. We're grateful.
So what are the things you have to have in your dressing room? Like, do you spend a lot of time there?
I do
Yeah.
have my dressing room.
Yeah.
What do you have in yours?
What are like the go-to items you have to have in your dressing room?
go to. I don't know. What do we? There's not.
Your
Oh,
guitars, obviously, there.
Things to.
Yeah, like
I
things-
don't have a guitar in there actually, but I have.
I'm shocked.
The guitar, because they don't let me touch the guitar unless it's
so
during the
strange.
prop.
Yeah.
Like the prop master has to have it out
Okay.
and everything, and so I only get to touch it on stage, pretty much, and right before the show, when I tune it and whatnot. But yeah, we have a lot of fan mail that we're trying to get through, which is awesome. Like I was pretty overwhelmed by this because
Yeah.
in Spider-Man I didn't have nearly this much, and I don't know about you in Second Act.
Not even close.
So we're trying to
It's
get-
going to be a while. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That's
So-
the main thing taking up our dressing room space, honestly.
I have a beanbag that I
Okay.
love. That takes up majority of the space, and there's like a thing on Twitter that's like borderline annoying because everyone's like, "Why Eva a table? Like she has chaotic energy because she does makeup. Like she has her palette on her knee. Like I don't need a table. Like it's fine." Everyone's trying to IKEA one to me. I have to have. I love my beanbag.
Yeah.
I nap in that. I also have a skull lamp in there that's very moody, and that's pretty much it. And
Yours
snacks.
looks way nicer than mine. Yours has like a
I
homey
won't
kind of
disagree.
vibe. Mine is just.
Yours is like a. No, I won't say that.
The only thing about mine that is really cool, I think, is that I chose.
It smells very
I chose
good.
Chanel pink as my color of
Okay.
my dressing room, so it's a good color. I don't know. People walk in and go, "Ooh, Chanel pink." I didn't even know that's what it was. I knew it was pink, but
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Chanel pink. Now I
Chanel
know.
pink.
So now the Hadestown original cast album is out.
Yes.
Yes.
The digital version, they started by releasing tracks on
Yeah.
Spotify and Apple Music and all that.
Tease.
And then iTunes, but now the full digital album is out, but the CD,
The CD comes out on the 1st, and the vinyl comes
Of
out on
the-
the 29th.
of November.
Yes.
I want to go back to the beginning. I think I first met you at Broadway Bears as the teddy bear.
Oh, yeah,
Remember?
that's right.
The teddy bears. They had done a Spider-Man teddy bear event. And
Amazing.
everybody so wanted to meet this Reeve Carney. Seriously. And you were so great that night when you came to help auction off that teddy bear. That's
I
the
remember
first
I
night.
fell
Yeah.
over to try to sell it for more money.
Yes, you did.
I remember that.
You did. I think they gave you more money that night too.
Yeah.
Right?
I think, not me, but
No.
I think they did. I think it helped because I was making a joke. About,
But that was the first time I met you. I don't remember the first time I met you, but it was, I think we had gone to the 2013 Jimmy Awards, and we were all like, who is that?
That night's a blur. Honestly, I don't remember. I remember that we went to John's Pizzeria. I remember I had a really good piece of pizza. That's pretty much all I remember from the night.
And you got a phone call like a short while after that.
I did. From Tara Rubin.
Tara Rubin, about,
She's an angel.
Yeah.
About auditioning for Miss Saigon. And I had no idea that it was happening, and I had no agent, I didn't have a manager.
so what did you do those first auditions for Miss Saigon? Like, who was in the room?
Well, the first one was kind of like, it was weird. It was like, it's such a blur. Like,
Yeah.
I know Lawrence was there. And honestly, that's the only person I remember because he was really coaching me through it.
That's Lawrence Connor, the director.
It took
Okay.
a while. I mean, I was in there for a while. The second time I came up, he was almost like grooming me because I was to see Cameron the next day at the Wherever Phantom is, the Majestic. No,
Yes.
that's London.
No, it's
that's
here.
Her Majesty's.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry. The Majestic Theater, and it was amazing. Like, I technically only had 2.5 auditions. I was on stage, and then I sang "A Give My Life for You," and then I sang "Sun and Moon" with Lawrence Connor. And I remember like touching his face and like being like, "It's a beard." That was strange.
right, because you never felt a beard, probably.
I've never felt a
Yeah.
beard that closely to my face before.
Yeah.
Very strange. And then he asked me in the house. He was like in the stalls. He was like, "Would you like to move to London?" And I was like, "No, of course not." And that was my final answer.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
So if you could just sum up what Miss Saigon has meant to you, what did it mean to you?
I mean, it absolutely changed my life. Like, it taught me endless lessons about life. It brought me people in my life that I am extremely thankful for until I die. Like, those are going to be, people in my life. It just also taught me professionalism. Like, I really had to be a little butthole, like a naive little girl in the industry to learn my lessons the hard way, which I think the universe prefers Eva to learn her lessons as the hard way.
Yeah. Spider-Man was a really big deal for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
Because you were discovered by Julie Taymor.
Yeah. I was playing music. Probably a lot of people might know this, maybe not.
Yeah.
But I was signed to Interscope Records.
Yeah.
Touring around the world like 8-9 months out of the year with my band Carney. And Julie Taymor my friend TV Carpio brought Julie Taymor to hear me play at the Mercury Lounge and downtown here in New York. And so Julie, I don't know, TV had a feeling that I would be right for Spider-Man, but when Julie saw my long hair and the way I was dressed on stage and with like the kind of frilly like Renaissance era type shirt, like Prince style kind of thing, she was like, no. I mean, literally like Prince the musician. She said, he looks like a prince to me. That's what she said based on the way I was dressed.
Yeah.
And maybe just my energy, I don't know, this is her words, not mine. And so then she had me audition for The Tempest. I ended up getting that part, and that after working with her there, I ended up ultimately getting the job on Spider-Man. So that was really amazing, because, I mean, no one here knew who I was in the theater community at all until that, because it was kind of, I guess it was maybe similar to Saigon in the sense of just kind of like...
Getting shoved in there?
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. I mean, but yeah, you have to do what you can. Under those circumstances, I think you really have to we both take our jobs very seriously,
Mm-hmm.
I know. And I think I think when you have a sense of gratitude for what you have, it makes it easier and you feel more of a duty to take it very seriously. Because there are people who go to musical theater, college, conservatory, and don't have some of the opportunities that we've had at this point.
That's true.
And so we're very grateful for that. So you take it very seriously and do all the catch-up work you need to do. For me, that included like a lot of private lessons and things like that.
I want to talk about your new film, Yellow Rose.
Caught me off guard, Rich.
What's that? What did you say?
I always get really caught off guard when people ask me questions about the movie. Go ahead.
This one's for you. I have not seen the whole movie yet. I've seen all the trailers and all the pieces. It looks incredible.
It is. I have seen it.
Oh, okay.
It's another comedy.
Oh, it's so beautiful, the pieces I've seen. Tell everybody what Yellow Rose is.
Yellow Rose is an independent film that I did in the summer of 2018. It's about Rose Garcia, and her mother is living in the States with her illegally, which Rose is unaware of.
Yeah. And
it's the story of paralleling really the modern issue of immigration, and her mom gets deported. There's two actually really awful ice raid scenes. There's not really a point to the movie. It's more just to say, like, this is what's going on, and I just think it's really real, and it's poignant, and it's important, and it's also special to me because when I grew up, I didn't have any Mexican Filipino faces to look at and go, that looks like me. So for me, it's also a story of the girl next door who would like to see people with like the same shaped nose and same color skin, and that's important to me because her mother gets deported back to the Philippines, so she's kind of at like a culture crisis. She loves Texas, but Texas doesn't love her, so it's beautiful.
And who's one of your co-stars in that?
The Lea Salonga. That is right. We did a movie together. Technically, we've done two. If you look at IMDb, we've done two.
Oh. Yeah, totally.
Because like the Miss Saigon film was like the 25th anniversary, and she's like there at the end. So.
Now we are sitting here in the hotel, and at the other end of this is the Green Room 42.
Hey.
Right? Where both of you have residencies. Talk about what it's like playing here at the Green Room 42.
It's kind of like a musical version of this conversation with you, which is really cool. It's very relaxed, and people are really listening.
Yeah.
So you feel like it's so nice. You don't. It's a listening room. People are seated. They can eat and drink whatever they want, but they're not forced to, which is
Yeah.
also nice. If they don't want to order anything, they
There's
don't
no
have
minimum.
To. So that's really cool, yeah. And I think people are very relaxed, and it's just a great place to play. What do you
It's
think?
amazing. I mean, I was trying to like sound like so cool. I was like, I've been coming here for years. But it's amazing. I mean, I love it. The setup is amazing, and we're given complete free range over like what we do in our shows. Like, I mean, I brought a rug in for Pete's sake the other day just because I could.
She brings fake candles too.
Yeah, I
Totally.
do.
I love your fake candles.
It adds mood though.
Yeah. What I
Yeah,
love
it's
about
awesome.
what you do is, you can do anything. You do like a Queen show, a Billy Joel show. You've done
I'm
so
gonna
many
do
David
Billy
Bowie,
Joel, yeah.
right?
Yeah, I haven't done the Bowie or the.
Yeah.
Billy, I'm gonna be doing a David Bowie and a Billy Joel show next month, actually.
Okay.
Different ones, and Eva just did an Amy Winehouse show.
Oh,
She's
yes.
doing something. It keeps it interesting for the audience because
Yeah.
they get to hear you sing different songs. And what's the next one you're doing?
I'm doing a Halloween one, so I'm gonna have like a cauldron. I'm gonna pass out candy.
That's
It's
awesome.
gonna be old song, like oldie songs.
Yeah, I love it. And what's great about your crowd that comes here, you both had an incredible following to begin with. And now it's like the other night I was at both of your shows, and it was like all these Hadestown fans are now seeing what you do outside of the show.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
It's really nice. That's one of the unexpected side benefits of Hadestown for us. People discovering, our other music, which is really nice.
I feel like they go, oh, Eva does actually have a sense of humor. She doesn't just cry. And then they go, wow, Reeve can sing even higher than I thought he could. It's amazing.
Finally, if you could sum up the best part of the experience of being a part of Hadestown, what is it for each of you?
I would say Hadestown has taught me a lot about patience and self-love. I know that's like really cheesy, but I started the journey truly in London, which is like home. It's home to me. And when I moved here, I feel like a lot of things in my life are trying to distract me from the essence of what the show was trying to teach me. And as everyone knows, I'm sure, rumors, and I went through some vocal issues, but it was all mainly to do with how I viewed myself as a human before I viewed myself as an actress.
Yeah.
And that's what Hadestown tried to teach me every damn night I would do a show. And then it finally started hitting home, which was nice. And it's full circle, like I said in the beginning. Like, the show's taught me more than I can even describe.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it so much.
Reeve, for you.
I'm not certain I have a good answer for that, but I'm still learning so much. One of my favorite things about doing a long run is that you get the opportunity to, on nights, like I was saying before, with having to bring it to the highest degree as well as you can every night, it is a challenge in an 8-show week because you're doing, telling the same story, I guess, 8 times a week. You have to find ways to freshly engage yourself so that it is truthful, so that it feels truthful to the audience. So that's something I'm learning, and this being such a deeply emotional show, that it's challenging me, and I think for you too. But you've done something on this. I had never done anything quite like this.
No, I've never done anything quite like this.
Yeah, I guess in terms of Kim is an incredible. It's a pretty dark.
I feel like Kim now has a really strong period. Like, this is very much like a tape.
Okay.
You keep the whole thing at the end is like, we're gonna tell it again.
Right.
And we do 8 times 52.
That helps actually, yeah, because we're even starting the show by saying we're going to sing it again and ending the show that way. It somehow makes 2 show days easier.
Yeah,
because
it does.
You don't feel
now you think
crazy
about it.
You feel like, oh yeah, we already knew we were going to do
Do it
this.
again.
It's like, yeah.
But it's a really healthy open loop, I think.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of jump in and jump out, and Kim definitely
Yeah.
wasn't like that.
No, definitely not.
When she died, she died.
She dies. Listen, I want to thank you so much for sitting with me here at the hotel before a night performance of
Yeah.
Hadestown.
No problem. Of course we're
Love
going to do
it.
it. Yeah.
Why is it so hot down here? Hotter than a crucible. It ain't right and it ain't natural.
Lover, you were gone so long. Lover, I was lonesome. think of it as my desire.
So we can see, show the way the world can be. If you can do it, so can she. If she can do it, so can we. Show the way.
I'm coming, wait for me. I hear the walls repeating, the falling of our feet, and it sounds like drumming. And we are not alone. I hear the rocks and stones echoing our song. I'm coming.
I'm coming, wait for me. I hear the walls repeating, the falling of my feet, and it sounds like drumming. And I'm not alone. I hear the rocks and stones echoing my song. I'm coming.